There's a really big difference between failing in business and not growing. And if I had to choose one of the curses, I would probably choose to fail, because failing is going to force you to do something different. Not growing is kind of this weird life of luxury that you're just making money and you're stuck, but everything is fine. And being in the middle, whether you're trying to figure out how to fire an employee or switch a marketing channel, it's fine, it's there, it's okay, and it's kind of a terrible place to be. Not growing is definitely different, and the solutions to failing and not growing, completely different. What do you do if you're stuck? Your business isn't growing. Maybe you've been stuck at $500,000 or $1 million or $2 million for the last 3, 4, 5 years. For me personally, I got stuck at $1 million a year for like 4 years, and I could not figure out how to get unstuck until my business coach gave me one piece of really, really important advice. That's what I'm going to cover in this video. We're going to dig deeper. My name is Ryan Knoll. I'm a business coach. I'm an entrepreneur. I run a home cleaning business doing over $2 million a year. I just bought another company in Nevada. We're doing it. We're doing the entrepreneur thing. Come along with the journey with me. If you don't know who I am, learn who I am. Subscribe to this channel. Post a comment in the video and let me know who you are. I want to know who you are too. There's a big difference between failing at business and not growing. With failure, you're forced to make a choice. You're at a junction in the road and you got to go right or you got to go left. You got to close this down or you got to fix it. When you're stuck, when you're not growing, it's a whole different feeling. Businesses are either growing or they're shrinking. And when you get kind of in this stuck space, maybe there's a little bit of growth, maybe there's a little bit of shrinkage, it's harder to notice. It's like a silent killer. So let's get you unstuck. We're going to cover a couple of things in this video to get you through this. And I will tell you that I got stuck at $1 million a year with my cleaning business for like 4 years, way too long. And the only thing it took for me to get over that was my business coach told me that I need to build systems. Once I learned that I needed to build systems, I grew $500,000 that year. It didn't take any more than that. And I'm going to talk about that. The systems in your business, and when we're talking about systems, that means if somebody in the business every day goes and takes the trash and puts it in the dumpster, that's your trash taken out system. There's somebody who's responsible for it. They got to go do that thing and they got to put it in the trash. And that has to happen every day. You got a person with the responsibility. You've got a schedule. You've got deliverables. You got KPIs. Is that trash still in there? Is the kitchen stinking? That's a system. Systems do not have to be complicated. And where we get into trouble when we get stuck is, for me, I got to $1 million a year, and I thought, through my ignorance, that what got me to making $1 million a year is going to be the same thing that gets me to $10 million a year. I just have to do 10 times more of it. But the truth is, when you have that amount of money coming into the business and you need to do more money coming into the business, you need different systems to support that. You need different tools to grow. So for me, I had to identify where those bottlenecks are. So this is going to be an exercise of going through your business, going through your systems checklist, and looking at which one of these systems is at capacity. So for me, hiring was a huge one. It took me about 3 months to hire one really good cleaner, and I was only growing if I was hiring cleaners because I was otherwise at capacity. So the system that I had to change, the system that got me there, this like delicate, slow process of putting these systems together and putting these systems in place, wasn't supporting that growth that I needed. I needed to do it faster than 3 months. So if you want to learn how to hire fast, by the way, check out this video right here, because I go way into detail about what I did with this system and how I made that work. But what ended up happening? The results. I went from being able to hire somebody in 3 months' time to being able to hire 2 or 3 people in a week. And that way escalated my growth. The other thing that we noticed is retention was slow. I was not able to retain and hang on to the awesome employees that I was hiring. I had to build systems to support that, to keep them happy, to do more check-ins, to meet with them, to get them on the same page as me, and make sure that they felt supported. This was a new system I had to build. Change that a little bit, retention goes up, hiring goes through the roof. Now I'm growing a ton. All that to say, we want to identify which systems need to change. We want to do that by looking for those bottlenecks. When we find those bottlenecks, just like with my hiring situation, we need to automate it or delegate it. And through the process of automating or delegating, meaning giving it to somebody else to work on, getting a robot to do it, ChatGPT, Zapier, any of these tools that can automatically do things for you, or CRM systems that are more advanced, email follow-up systems like Responsibid that'll just start shooting out emails to get customers to come back. These are the systems that you put in place that are going to help you grow to the next level. Look at the systems that are at capacity, identify those bottlenecks, automate or delegate away those systems, and that's what's going to get you unstuck, I promise. The last real important piece to getting unstuck from business. You've built your systems, identified the bottlenecks, all this stuff. 100% of the time it's you. So for me, even with this hiring thing, business owners have this tendency to take on every single job until they're about to explode, and then we finally delegate it away. And we're like, why isn't this business growing? And I feel like I'm going to explode and I'm working 70 hours a week, because it's time to automate it or it's time to give it to somebody else to do and delegate it. So we need to get out of the mindset of how can I do this better, which is where you get stuck, and get into the mindset of who can do this for me? Who can do this for me? Can I give this to Zapier? Can I use a new CRM that helps me with sales better? Can I hire a salesperson? Do I have to keep going out on sales calls? Can I get off of customer service? Another video, I was talking to my friend Aman. You can watch that video up here. He was stuck doing sales. He was stuck at $300,000 a year, I think $250,000. He'd been stuck there for about 3 years, been in business for like 8. And we go through the whole process of kind of figuring out why he was stuck. So if you need some extra help, watch that video to go deep into detail. About 30 minutes long of just really great content on getting him unstuck. But what we found out was he was having problems with certain employees that were causing issues. So we started talking about systems he can put in place, and it turned out we just have to fire this employee. It was a bad employee that we had to pluck out of there. And we don't even have to replace him with somebody else. Now the other employees are going to have more work and be happier. So their retention is going to go up. The conclusion of that video, if you don't have time to watch it, please watch it right up here, is he had to implement some new systems. I'm always going to come back to this. When we're trying to identify these bottlenecks and figure out these systems and reinvent the wheel so that we can get, hey, we got this little tricycle wheel and it got us over here. Now we got to go up this mountain, so we got to get the off-road mud wheels going, baby. Like when we're looking for what those systems are and what that's going to be, it's good to have some help. Get a coach, connect with somebody to help you, whether that's your business people, your business friends, or your business coach. There's always a tendency in business to feel like, hey, if I just started something else, if I did something different, if I was in this business instead of this one, I may be making more money and I'd be growing. I promise it's not the case. If there's money to be made in this business, you can make it, and you can make more of it. I believe in you and your ability to grow your company. I promise no matter what stage of business you're at, you can get to the next one. So if you're stuck, don't give up. Keep working on growing your business, just making little incremental changes, and don't lose that momentum. Don't give up. You can do it. I believe you can do it, and I'm gonna find out that you did it because I'm gonna see you on the next one.